सर्वभूतान्तरस्थाय नित्यमुक्तचिदात्मने प्रत्यक्षचैतन्यरूपाय नमोऽस्तु परमात्मने. Welcome back to this YouTube channel, The Philosopher's Domain, The Living Truth. It's been a while since I've made a new video on this. I have made a video on karma, on ego, on God, and on existence, I believe, till now. But today, I'll be talking about a force which answers your questions on ethics, which I told you were all preordained in the second video and the third video. Watch the third video as a prequel for this, as it is mainly based on the third video. This speaks about a force which is above karma, which is beyond karma, which is free, independent, which decides fate. Now, as I said in the third video, karma is the very nature of existence. It puts movement into the stillness of the existence of. It expresses infinity in infinitely different ways, as infinity cannot sit still because it's infinity. It's bound by being boundless. So it has a bound, it doesn't have a bound. It's paradoxical. I like paradoxes. Yeah. So, again, this force is known as Dhee Shakthi. Dhee Shakthi, this can be translated to consciousness of action. The consciousness of action can be named as Dhee Shakthi. English terms are not good to explain Sanskrit terms. English words, English language is not good enough. But yeah, so this is what keeps balance in karma. Karma, as seen in the, infinite scale, is the nature of existence, in which this also is included. But that's the whole system. That's not only karma. Karma is the nature of existence, yes. But this is also a part. This is away from karma. This is beyond karma. It's a part in your atma. It's part in your existence itself. Not the movement in it. Not the veil. But the ocean itself. The liquid in the ripple is karma. The ocean itself is the existence, the infinite existence. But the liquid inside it, which makes everything move. Or the stone thrown and the settling of the ripples is Dhee Shakthi. Really beautiful concept, Dhee Shakthi is. This explains the part of ethics. Why ethics is actually important. Why does it even exist when ego itself doesn't exist? Well, let me explain to you that karma, seen at an infinite level, is the nature of existence, but that's the whole system. That's Paramatma himself. You cannot put through words the nature of existence, nor existence itself. It's infinite. Language is limited to only words. You cannot put it in words. Now, when you see karma, the Daivika level, the astral level, I told you that there are three staras. The Bhautika, which is the material which we see in our everyday lives. The Daivika, which is the cognition, which is the manas, which is the buddhi, the mind, the intellect, the cognition, the consciousness. The place where all your worldly karmas are stored. That's the Daivika Sharira. Now, there are certain karmas which cannot be, which repeat themselves. For example, this is the, vanilla Sanatana Dharma here. What you do as a sin and what you do as a virtue will come back to you. Now forget the virtue part, come to the sin. When you do a sin, For example, kill a chicken and eat it. That's a sin, by the way. You kill a life and you eat it. That karma stays with you. That karma stays with you, and it won't let you do punya. It will decrease your intellectual level. It'll decrease your cognitive ability in the next life. If not in this life, in the next life, it'll affect your cognitive ability and the ability to actually think and move towards jnana. Jnana is the wisdom which helps you to attain liberation, moksha. Mokshe dhir jnanamanyatra vijnanam shilpashastra, which means jnana is the wisdom which helps you to get moksha, but vijnana is the worldly knowledge. So, as you do more sin, your chances of getting jnana decrease and decrease and decrease and decrease. But this is a whole cycle again. You come back to the Tiriyak yonis. The Tiriyak yonis are the yonis which is less than are the lives. Yoni means life, which are less than the human life. You'll be back in the Tiriyak yonis. In the Tiriyak yonis, there's no karma accumulation. There's only releasing karma. For example, animals. They're Tiriyak yonis. From human onward, you accumulate karma too. You do karma. You have cognitive ability. Now, if you keep on doing the sin, you'll eventually end up in the Tiriyak yonis, accumulate no more karma, and then back to the human lives, you'll do more sin and come back to the Tiriyak yonis. This is a cycle. It's the loop. What? How are you going to escape this loop? That's where Dhee Shakthi comes in. Dhee Shakthi, at the starting of everything, it doesn't, like life, this series of janmas, this series of millions upon millions of janmas doesn't have a beginning. It doesn't have a beginning. So, wherever you think the beginning is Paramatma himself, which already has Dhee Shakthi. In a seed form, Dhee Shakthi is there. It helps you do at least one virtue, 1 point of virtue, versus 1,000 points of sin. As those 1 point of virtue add up, you may start doing more virtue. Then you do more papa, then you do more virtue. It's a clash between virtue and sin. Once that virtue becomes so powerful, it goes into Dhee Shakthi and the seed becomes a sprout. It sprouts out. Then it becomes a shrub, a herb, a shrub, then a tree. Then it grows into a gigantic tree giving you shade. That sprout is ethics. It itself is you. Dhee Shakti is you. It helps you to do virtue in comparison to sin. Instead of you doing sin, you do virtue. And that virtue helps you grow. It moves you forward. It's the oil in the engine of all this. The engine cannot stop. It's stuck in a loop. You're stuck in a loop of sin. But what keeps that, digestion system going? That process of liberation going? That's Dhee Shakthi. That's where ethics come in. It helps you do ethics. You are Dhee Shakthi, by the way. You, as the ego, aren't here. You are existence itself. Watch my 4th video to get a more clear picture of this. But you aren't this ego as I am the student or I am consciousness, even that level of ego either. You are the system. You are the system. The system itself is you. So you decide what ethics you're going to do. You decide what ethics you're not going to do, but you're the system. You have no control, but you are control. Paradoxes, man. This amazing paradoxes. But still they're beautifully, constructed in a way that they make sense too. Like, it's a paradox that makes sense. So Dhee Shakthi is that force which keeps you going as you do more nishkamya punya, that is. There's two types of punyas, nishkamya and kamya. Kamya means you're doing punya with something which you want something return from. Like you want something in return of doing that punya or doing that virtue. For example, you chant 10 malas of some mantra. You want something from that. And that type of punya is kamya punya, which means it'll get you higher but materially. Or even astrally. In forms of janmas. But to moksha, only nishkamya punya can take you. For example, someone's dying in front of you. He needs water to live. You give him water. You don't expect anything in return. What made you do that? That seed of Dhee Shakthi made you do that. The seed of Dhee Shakthi forced you into a situation where where this material self did a nishkamya karma, a nishkamya punya, which means a punya which you don't expect anything in return, That type of punya adds to the Dhee Shakthi account, which helps you to, progress further. Dhee Shakthi never declines either. Punya declines. The kamya punya you do, which you expect anything in return, that declines. When it's done, you start seeing what your papas have to offer. But Dhee Shakthi never does that. Dhee Shakti never lets you fall. It only makes you rise. It only makes you go further and further into the rabbit hole of liberation. That is Dhee Shakthi. The breaker of the karmic cycles in the astral world is Dhee Shakti. This whole system of Paramatma, the whole system of existence itself is so paradoxically beautiful that it makes so much sense that it doesn't make sense. You cannot make sense out of how it makes sense. It's just that, fascinating. You just think about this. Just sit down and think about what I said. Like, get an introduction to all these, Sanatana Dharma type, philosophies, and then just sit down and start thinking. You'll find it so fascinating, I'm telling you. It's magnificent. But for today, I think that's enough. I have given you something which will help you to do more good things. In the veil of choice, in the veil of free will, you have to do good things, which are ethically good. Even though deep down you know that it's all preordained, that you deciding to do good things is also preordained. But in the choice of free will, in the veil of free will, in the veil of choice, you have to choose the good path. And that will happen through your Dhee Shakthi, which is you. Which you are the whole system. Leave ego behind. You are the whole system. You are existence. It's so amazing. It's so empty yet full at the same time. You feel so full that you're empty. You feel so empty that you're full. That's Sanatana Dharma. That's the depth you can go with this philosophy. But yes, I think that's enough for today. I have explained to you a force higher than karma, which is Dhee Shakthi. If you like this video, please make sure to hit that like button. If you like what I'm doing and you want to support the channel, please hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified of my videos, please hit the bell notification button. And if you didn't like this video, feel free to dislike. And if you want to ask some questions or ask some more ask some more specific videos you want me to make on some topics, feel free to mention them in the comments. I'll definitely make them. I'll research about it a bit and make those videos too. But for now, let's say goodbye and farewell. Goodbye.